Everyone says A/B testing your thumbnail and titles is the smartest thing you can do for your YouTube growth. YouTube literally built the feature for you, so of course you should use it, right? Wrong. Because if A/B testing is supposed to help your video perform better, then why did 6 out of 7 of my videos completely tank the moment I turn it on? I was just like you, I saw the big creators raving about it. Mr. Beast uses it. So I thought, okay, let me go all in. I ran A/B testing on 7 brand new videos back to back. I trusted the tool, and one by one, I watched those videos die. But what if A/B testing itself isn't broken? What if YouTube is quietly punishing you every single day the test is still running, and you don't even know about it? Here's what I found. When YouTube runs your test, it splits your traffic equally between all your variations. So if you're testing 3 titles, 66% of your audience is seeing an experimental title that might be terrible, and YouTube is judging your video the entire time this is happening. So in this video, I'm going to show you the actual math behind why this tool can destroy your video's momentum and who should and honestly should not be using it. But first, let me quickly break down how A/B testing actually works in 2026, because YouTube just made some big changes to it. As of 2026, YouTube is no longer just A/B testing thumbnails. You can now test both titles and thumbnails. You can test up to 3 different titles, 3 different thumbnails, or 3 combinations of titles and thumbnails. How cool is that? One thing most people don't understand is YouTube doesn't pick the winner based on the click-through rate or CTR. Instead, YouTube picks based on watch time and average view duration. That's quite interesting, isn't it? I mean, it is called A/B testing, so wouldn't they want to track clicks instead? The truth is, YouTube is doing this because YouTube doesn't want clickbait. For example, take a look at these 3 thumbnails. If version A gets 10% clicks, but everyone leaves in 5 seconds because it is clearly clickbait, and version B gets 2% clicks but they watch for 50% of the video, then version B wins even though the CTR is significantly lower. And here's what I discovered when running A/B testing on 7 newly launched videos. Based on my tests, all 6 out of my 7 videos of mine underperformed, failing to gain 1,000 views. You see, the biggest issue with YouTube A/B testing is if it can't find a clear winner, it drags the test up to a maximum of 14 days. That's actually a trap because it damages your channel each day it drags. Let me explain to you why. Check out this test I did for one of my videos. Nothing fancy, just a title test. Based on the final result, it is clear my top title is the winner with over 46% watch time share. But you see, if you squint your eyes real good, you'll notice that this test took over 11 days to conclude. So just by thinking of this logically, the math doesn't add up. You see, in order to conclude which title is the best, YouTube needs to test all 3 of them, meaning my traffic is split 33, 33, 33. If I have one clear winner, then that makes the other 2 experimental titles. And those 2 experimental titles are shown to 66% of my audience. So let's do a simple logical walkthrough here. YouTube starts with the top one. Found that it works, has over 40% watch time. But YouTube doesn't know if this is the best yet, so it pauses the top one, then tests the second title. Oh no, the second one did not perform well after 3 days, so let's move to the third one. Again, oh no, the third one failed too, so that makes the first one the clear winner. And the entire test took 11 days. So tell me, if you knew the first one is the winner, then you would stop the test and just use the first title, right? But you can't do that if you are A/B testing, and I think that's a massive flaw in this feature. Moreover, I have a very bad feeling that when YouTube is testing my experimental titles and both underperformed, YouTube might have received the signal that the video is not a good one. Therefore, when it decides that the first one is the winner, the damage has already been done. It is already too late. YouTube thinks this video is bad because of your experimental titles. The video has already lost its initial first 48 hours boost, so YouTube decides to not give any more impressions to it, and the video fades away. I definitely do not have concrete proof of that, but that's what I saw in my A/B testing, and I hope that isn't true. That's not to say this is entirely YouTube's fault. There's certainly an angle where it doesn't make sense to use A/B testing, especially for small YouTube channels. And when I say small YouTube channels, I don't mean by subscriber count, I mean by view count. We have probably heard that A/B testing has been a game changer, that it helped many videos boost their CTR and subsequently more views. What you might be aware of as well is that those sayings often come from big channels. So what this means is that you need a big amount of views in order to conclude your A/B testing effectively. Because if you don't have sufficient views, then your test will not only drag on, but it will also fail to come to an accurate conclusion. From my own experience and testing, I highly suggest using A/B testing only if you can average 1,000 views per newly launched video, preferably about 1,000 views in the first hour. The more the merrier, of course. The reason is because you want to have enough views to really run the A/B test to the fullest, and also to have A/B testing conclude as soon as possible, preferably within the first day. Heck, even 1,000 views is me being optimistic. I'm actually thinking about 10,000 views average. So if you're getting less than 1,000 views per video, I suggest you stop using A/B testing and instead use this strategy pivot. My first strategy is, if I choose to use A/B testing, I will let it run for the first 24 hours only. Then I will evaluate the test so far and manually select the one that is the clear winner. I will not let it drag on for more days. My other strategy is to avoid A/B testing altogether and do manual swaps. So if I am testing the first title at launch, I will check it again after 24 hours. If it fails, I will manually swap to the second title and test it. After that, I will pick and go with my gut feelings based on which gets more views. The new video boost usually lasts for the first 48 hours or so this to me is quite a good test, provided you are disciplined enough to do it manually. And also, if you don't have the traffic to support your tests, then avoid testing on brand new videos. You've already put in a lot of effort and time into it, so don't let the video underperform because of YouTube's tool. Another strategy I tried is to look out for underdogs in your channel, such as videos with high impressions but low CTR. Videos like this actually signal that YouTube sees a market in it, but no one is clicking because of a bad thumbnail or title. And I think A/B testing does help when it comes to this. In fact, I actually tested this on one of my videos. It is rather old, a few years old, so I just did some tests on it just to see what happens. But so far, it doesn't look like I managed to revive it, although I haven't left it long enough yet, so maybe YouTube still needs time to follow this one up, so we'll see. So yes, I am very disappointed with YouTube's A/B testing. I really wish it works for everyone, big or small channels, but it is very clear to me that I should stop doing any more A/B testing for now and instead rely on my instinct. 7 videos used to test A/B testing is a lot of videos, but hey, I think I gained quite a lot from it, and I hope you do too. Also, I run YouTube channel audits as well for my viewers, where I will audit and give my most honest feedback to growing YouTube channels, help give them a direction, and help them grow their channel. If you're interested, check out the link in the description. So this concludes my A/B test. The next test I would do is going to be what happens if I were to upload 7 videos without A/B testing. Is my gut feeling more accurate than some YouTube tool? That's what I'm going to test next, so when the video is ready, it will appear somewhere over here. So be sure to check it out. Alright, thanks for watching and I'll catch you in the next one.